welcome back to Studioloo. So I have a Good Friday book haul today. I didn't have a whole lot until tonight. I actually decided to drop into a thrift store because I'm looking for a few particular books for my daughter's homeschooling, and I found a couple, and of course, I found some good things. But let me tell you a little bit about these books. So, excuse me, earlier in the week, I needed a few supplies from Dollar Tree to wrap up my advent calendar for my children. And so I noticed that they had this like whole kind of a wooden, like a big large wooden box of just random books, and they were all $1.50. So I saw this one, the Smitten Kitchen cookbook, and I love the Smitten Kitchen's blog. Like, her recipes are actually really nice. So I picked this up. It's not for journaling, but I wanted to share it because like it's a really lovely book, and I'm so happy to have gotten it for $1.50. Excuse me. I'm still recovering from this little cold. It sounds a lot worse than it really is. I'm actually not in any in any pain or anything, thankfully. I'm totally probably going to be better by tomorrow, I'm hoping. Then I found this one also in that dollar bin. Like, I have no idea where they're getting these books from because, I mean, Smitten Kitchen is probably a few years old, so I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised to see this in the Dollarama or the dollar store, but Dollar Tree. So this is from 2012, but I was really surprised to see this one because this is more of like truly a vintage book. It's Enid Blyton's The Bumper Naughty Annual 2000. So not super vintage, but I mean, can you believe that the year 2000 has been almost 22 years ago? It's a little scary, right? So I like this book. I love Naughty. He's a cute little gnome. I love these illustrations. I made some time ago, I made a whole series of gnome journals, mostly with Rien Portviat's books, the gnome book essentially. But I did make one that was themed with Naughty. And a customer purchased it, and, you know, it really brought her back to her childhood. So I thought that was really lovely. So I think I probably will do another Naughty journal in the future. This one actually has much more beautiful images than what I had access to in the past. I just had a Naughty pop-up book in the past that I actually used the cover for a journal that actually opened this way. So yeah, so this was a nice little find. Then I have this bag of books. So this is my little find from one of our local thrift stores. I got a couple of zippers because I'm constantly making dresses for my daughter, so I always need these little zippers. So this is my little stack of books from like the beginning of the week that I got at the thrift store when I was looking for something and I was doing some donating, so those are my excuses. So I got this one. I decided to look through the little thin children's books because I never really do that. Like, I don't take the time to look through them. So this is called The Hidden House, Martin Waddell and Angela Barrett, and I thought the cover was just really nice. And oh, wow, there's an actual photograph of two little children sleeping in a bed with a Raggedy Ann pillow. That's pretty cute. Nice fly papers. Illustrated by Angela Barrett, in case anyone knows her. Nice big words, those cabbages. I have to read this story and see. It's just beautiful, though. I love the illustration style. I actually think I could use a few of these pages in a particular journal I'm working on, maybe. Wow, so pretty. This would also be one of those nice journals where, or I could make a nice journal like out of this actual book and turn it into a nice hardcover journal that preserves the story. I really love doing that. And then I got Harry and the Terrible What's-It by Dick Gackenbach. And I always thought this was a cute book. I like the illustrations very much, and it's a really cute story, and it's another one of those like fun monster stories. So that was a cute one. And then I just picked this up because it's vintage and it's the never-ending story, and you know, come on, who doesn't love the never-ending story? And I can traumatize everybody with the sad Artax sinking into the mud scene for a moment. Oh, see, someone even scribbled with crayon on it. They were that upset. I always like I always like retold the story that like Artax didn't just sink and die from sadness, that like he just wanted to have a life independent of this whole adventure that Atreyu was on, so he just faked it, and after Atreyu left, he just kind of swam back up to the surface and off he went. As you know, if you follow my videos, I did retell the Giving Tree this year to be a better story, so it may happen for the never-ending story. Then I found this one, which I just thought was really like funny and cool, and like it's just that, you know, are you an 80s or a 90s kid? Dino Riders, the volcano machine. I just thought this was so great. I have no idea what I will do with these books other than just pop them in my collection. This is 1988. Look at this Brontosaurus with just this like wood in its mouth. Like, what is going on in this story? The people who did these cartoons and these stories were honestly so hilariously creative. Like, I think these dinosaurs are like carrying like materials to help to build a fence around a volcano, maybe. Yeah, they're like, I guess they're like working dinosaurs. They're dino riders. I clearly am not familiar with the story. Then I was really excited to find a Kit Williams book. Kit Williams is an incredible illustrator. I have another Kit Williams book that I really love called Masquerade. I've used it multiple times in multiple journals. This one I've actually never found before. So, what is it even called? I don't know. It just says Kit Williams. So yeah, some extremely interesting drawings, very like interesting details. Kit Williams tends to use the entirety of the page. Very like realistic, well-drawn images. I really like the text in these too. This looks like kind of a seasonal and more serious story. I love these bees. Really cool. It tends to depict like so many tiny details. There's like a lot of symbolism and small tiny details that are included in each of the stories. Also a lot of like hyper realism. Beautiful book. I really love this image. I know a lot of people have made bee journals, and I've sort of had that on in my like idea list, but it just hasn't come to the forefront yet. And then I found a Graham Base book. I'm always a fan of Graham Base. I love Graham Base's illustration style, the way that he draws animals. This one I've never found before. I've seen it never before. The Sign of the Seahorse, A Tale of Greed and High Adventure in 2 acts. So again, another author who really, I think, is very conscious to the overall book. And details. Hello, tons of details. So this would be really good for any kind of like a, you know, an ocean, sea story, sea shanty, mermaid, pirate, you know, any kind of cool stories that you want to tell in a journal, which I love to do. I love to sort of tell stories in my journals. And I really adore all sorts of elements of children's illustrators in my books. I sort of like find myself falling into 2 different veins, like the dark and the weird and the witchy a little bit, and then, you know, the wholesomeness of like interesting artsy children's kind of authors. Like, I don't know, but I really love that I have so many options with this hobby. Okay, and then the things I found today. So sorry, it's a little pile here. I did not intend to get so many books, but I think I always say that. But I actually have been getting through a ton of books. I'm pretty happy with how many books I've been using up lately. Like, I'm actually creating a lot of things. My daughter found this. She was like, Mom, can we get this little book? I said, sure. But I don't really think she's interested in it. I think she just enjoyed that it was little. So it's Scottish, the Scottish clans and their tartans. And it's a cute little book. I was like, what is this cute little book? But look how lovely the text is, and it actually is just tartans and through most of the book. Of course, I go to the index to see all these tartans. So cool. And it is from 1951, and it's a really sweet book. And I like that it talks about, like, each house. I'm kind of wondering if I should, like... See, this is interesting. Like, I don't know how this works, but I do remember having a teacher. His name was Mr. Cameron. He was a high school science teacher, and he was the coolest teacher. He played the bagpipes at lunchtime. And he was like, he used to do this thing in his classroom where he had kids build those like these great big roller coaster type things, but it was all done with science. Like, you had to, you know, understand the trajectory of things and how they would move in the roller coaster. And he would also build those, I can't remember what the contraption is called. It has like a specific name after someone's name. And it's a kind of machine that basically has no purpose. Like, it's this really complex, huge machine that has all these moving parts. And at the very end, it does nothing but, like, maybe drop a marble in a cup or something silly. I forget the name of it. But anyhow, his last name is Cameron. And I do remember his kilt, I believe, looking... like, it was definitely blue and green and red, which I guess a lot of these are, but I don't know. Is that how names go with tartans? I don't know. I need to learn a little. I'll read a little bit. Maybe I'll educate myself. And then I found this book, which I was pretty excited about. Hedgemaids and Fairy Candles, The Lives and Lore of North American Wildflowers by Jack Sanders. It just was like, the title caught me. I caught the spine of it. I don't think it's even all that illustrated. There's this. I love that thistle. I really love thistles. Yeah, that's beautiful. But I really like this, like, the candles of the woodland fairies. So I'm really just probably going to keep this and read it. It's really a special book, and I think it will go into my collection. I found a few books like that today. Much to the horror of my ever-growing library, but that's okay. Then this, I found this unicorns book. So I have another really beautiful unicorn book, and I want to make a unicorn journal one day with just really magical unicorn pictures, and this one has really nice ones. Unicornus is by, I don't know. Oh, discovered and annotated by Michael Green. So this is The History and Truth of the Unicorn, Unicornus, and it's from 1983, and it has some really beautiful, it's got some history to it. Like, I need to read this. I think it's kind of like a legend. It's just beautiful. Really beautiful. And it has a lot of, like, nice text, really nice images. And I always have this, like, special place in my heart for unicorns, because when I was a kid, my cousin, she was in love with unicorns, and she's a really cute kid, and she's a really special person to me. And I remember her just collecting all these little porcelain unicorns, and she was just so into unicorns. It was the cutest thing. She was a couple years younger than me, and I just really adored her. I still do. And then I found Le Rouge et Le Noir, which is Black's French Reader. It's like a how to read French, essentially, kind of book. And there's nothing particularly special about it. I thought it would be fun to do like a black and red journal. I got a little bit of like inspiration from watching Catherine at Sunnyside Journals make her black and white journal, and I thought maybe a black and red journal would be kind of fun. It seemed nice to work with like a color theme like that, so I think well, look at that. I thought that maybe that might be a lot of fun, so that will be on the list. And then, yes, I did it again. For those of you who follow my book hauls, you'll know that I am like an incorrigible bird book person. I just can't walk away. Today I looked at this and I saw it there and I'm like, nope, I don't need this. I have a million field guides, but this one's big. And I'm like, I wonder if the birds inside are big. And then I'm like, don't even look, because then you're going to buy it. Well, surely enough, look at them. Oh my gosh, how cute is this bird? It's like it doesn't even have a beak, it has a face. Oh my gosh, the horned lark. But anyways, look at the size of these. These are so perfect as like focal points for journal cards or what have you. I mean, you know, a lot of field guides just have little birds. There's tons of big birds. Every page is a big bird. My only problem is that it's double-sided, so that I'm like, what bird to use? But I'm really happy I got this book, even though I am an incorrigible bird book collector. But, you know, I saw it, I went through, and when I flipped it open, the first thing I saw was owls. So, like, right there, I was just like, yep, gotta get this book, owls. So, please forgive me, bird book haters. Okay, this book got me really excited. I was so dumbfounded to find this. I've seen this book, like, I don't know what this book sells for, but I believe it's possibly a book that's worth a little bit more money because it's not so easy to get. Not that that's important. It's just going straight into my nature journal collection. And so this is Keith Brockie's Wildlife Sketchbook. I think I saw this on another channel a long time ago, and that's when I looked for it, and then like I couldn't find it, and that's when I realized like it's out of print. So like so many of these books are. This is 1981, and it looks like he has signed this one. That's nice. So there's a little bit of photography. It talks about him, his experience with wildlife, but let's get into the good stuff. So, yeah, he is a really cool illustrator, and he does a lot of like different like he really covers his subject. He does a lot of different action drawings. This is so good for, you know, learning to draw better, like wildlife and paint. These kind of drawings are so helpful for like the aspiring artist. And look at that squirrel. My gosh. So I'm so happy to have found this. I won't be using it in journals. I will definitely be using it as an art reference book. Okay, and then this one, I was pretty happy to find this one too. Victorian Jewelry, an illustrated collection of exquisite 19th century jewelry. And it is just really beautiful illustration. It's from 1991. But look, it's all pages of just jewelry. Just beautiful jewelry pictures. And some are color. Excuse me, it's cold. But yeah, it's a beautiful book. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay, and then one more. I'm sorry, I'm having a sneezing attack. This is The Secret Life of the Forest. And it's by Richard M. Ketchum. Oh, there's a leaf inside. That's special. I will put that in my box of dried things. I love people who do that. It's so lovely. To mark on your 8th birthday in 1971 from Mommy and Daddy. That's a cute book to get an 8-year-old. I like how these people raise their kids. 1970. So it has just these beautiful illustrations in it. This is another one where I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut this up. It's too beautiful. It's like the kind of book that I need to have a copy in my library, and then if I ever find another one again, sure, by all means, to your heart's content, you may cut it up. But this one, come on. It's just gorgeous. And it's so good for like nature study, which in all fairness, I probably have like 100 books of nature study, but I think that one goes to the library because I am just, I'm a book collector, let's be honest. Okay, so that is the book haul today. I have not sunk into Middle Earth yet collecting books. I'm still doing okay, so I will let you know if I have to throw up a rope so you can pull me back up from the hole that my house when it falls into the sinkhole because of the books. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'd love it if you subscribed. We do fun things here most of the time. I will be back soon. If you're not already following my Defemember, yes. It's my December daily that I'm doing every day. So I'm actually doing a video every day. So if you haven't subscribed and you really enjoy the gentle incantations of my cold voice, please subscribe. You'll hear me talk every day. Eventually the cold will go away, but hopefully you'll still enjoy the art because I'm having a lot of fun following this December daily hosted by Louise Heinzel and 49 Dragonflies. So thanks again. You can find all of my social media info down below, and I hope you have a brilliant weekend. So happy Friday, everyone. Bye for now.